Right now, somewhere in a basement in Ohio, a 23-year-old who failed his college finals is checking his YouTube analytics and seeing numbers that would make his former professors uncomfortable. Meanwhile, you're ironing your shirt for a job where the most exciting part of your day is guessing what mystery meat they put in the cafeteria lasagna. This isn't a fantasy. This is the new reality of 2026, where faceless YouTube channels are pulling in tens of millions of views using nothing but Sora 2 and the audacity to look. Look at this guy right here. He built a successful channel from AI animated videos. No face, no fancy camera, no, hey guys, don't forget to smash that like button energy. Just pure algorithm exploitation. And here's what keeps me up at night. While 99% of people are doom scrolling and complaining about the economy, a tiny group of creators have figured out that YouTube in 2026 is basically a slot machine where the odds are actually in your favor, if you know which buttons to press. I used to be exactly where you are, sitting in a gray cubicle that smelled like broken dreams and microwave fish, pretending to care about Q3 projections, while my soul slowly evaporated. I hated that job so much, I used to sit in my car and stare at the steering wheel for 20 minutes before walking in, just to mentally prepare for another 8 hours of corporate purgatory. But then I discovered something that changed everything. And no, it wasn't crypto, it wasn't dropshipping, it was these 5 specific niches that are absolutely exploding in 2026. Niches so untapped that your competition is basically just tumbleweeds and people who gave up after one video. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which niches can potentially earn you up to $500 a day, how to generate visuals that make Hollywood look like a high school theater project, and exact systems that I used to get over 100,000 views on a channel with just 9,000 subscribers. But here's the thing, if you skip ahead or click away now, you're going to miss the Bodycam secret in niche number 4. That's so stupidly simple, it almost feels illegal. Your call. Let's dive in.
Your problem isn't effort, it's repetition.
Here's a truth bomb that nobody wants to hear. Most people fail at YouTube not because they're bad at editing, not because they have the wrong equipment, and definitely not because they're not passionate enough. They fail because their ideas are garbage. I know that sounds harsh, but think about it. Mr. Beast himself said, the most important thing, or skill, in YouTube is coming up with good ideas. The guy who literally conquered the platform says ideas are everything, and yet most creators are out there picking niches based on what they're passionate about, which is corporate speak for working for free while hoping the algorithm fairy sprinkles some magic dust on your channel. Passion doesn't pay rent, viral ideas do. That is exactly why I built VIROSCOPE AI, a viral ideation tool that I've trained on every viral hit from the last 3 years. It's not a search engine, it's not some ChatGPT wrapper, it's a system designed to find the uncanny valley content that US and European markets are starving for. Here's how I did it and how simple it is. I type in a niche, hit generate, and it spits out ideas with a virality score. Anything above 95%, that's your golden ticket. Watch my screen. I'm typing AI horror right now, and the virality score hits 98%. The algorithm is literally telling me exactly what it wants to see. Using this exact strategy, I managed to get over 100,000 views on my ThinkVerse AI channel, which only had 9,000 subscribers at the time. Not because I'm some genius, because I stopped guessing and started using data. But ideas are just the first domino. Let me show you how to turn a 98% virality score into an actual video that people can't stop watching.
Never finish the thought. Make them chase it.
Alright, now that we have our high score idea, we need a script. And I need you to hear me on this. Stay far, far away from ChatGPT. ChatGPT writes like a polite intern who's terrified of HR. Everything is welcome to my video, and in this comprehensive guide, we'll explore. It's boring, it's generic, the kind of content that gets scrolled past faster than your ex's Instagram stories. We use Claude because it actually sounds human, or at least like a slightly unhinged copywriter who understands why people slow down to look at car crashes. Watch this. I'm asking Claude to write a 60-second liminal space script with dark, sarcastic undertones instead of welcome to my video about empty spaces. It gives me, you walk through this hallway in your dreams, but this time the door at the end is laughing at you. You see the difference? That's not a script. That's a psychological hook that burrows into your brain like a catchy song you can't stop humming. But wait, a great script with a robot voice is like putting a Ferrari engine in a shopping cart. Let me show you how to steal the voice of a god for absolute $0.
Silence is louder than shouting.
You can't sound like Siri having an existential crisis. You need gravitas, the kind of voice that makes people stop scrolling and think, wait, what did they just say? We're using 11 Labs, and here's a trick most people don't know. On your first sign up with a fresh email, you can claim 10,000 free credits. That's enough for multiple videos without spending a dime. I'm selecting the Marcus voice with style exaggeration at 0.5. This gives it that theatrical punch that makes commuters in London or NYC physically unable to put their phones down. It sounds like a $100 million movie trailer, produced in your bedroom, of course. Here's the pro move. Layer this voice with subtle ambient noise, rain static, a low hum. It's the difference between YouTube video and leaked classified audio from a government bunker. But voice is only half the battle. Now we need visuals that honestly should be physically impossible. This is where Sora 2 comes in, and honestly, it's going to make you feel like you're cheating.
If it doesn't move, it dies.
This is where the 9 to 5 starts feeling like a fever dream you had once. We're using Higgsfield to access the Sora 2 engine, and forget everything you know about stock footage. Stock footage is what your boss uses for his year-in-review presentation that everyone pretends to watch while checking their phones. Here's the secret sauce. We use Nano Banana Pro first to generate a consistent base image. This solves the biggest problem with AI video, characters that change faces every 5 seconds like they're in a witness protection program. Then we drop that consistent character into Higgsfield with a specific prompt. Watch this. Rainy steampunk London, cobblestone street, a detective in a long coat, cinematic lighting, 4K detail. Look at that, the way the rain hits the metal, the fluid movement, the atmosphere. This is a digital masterpiece that would cost $50,000 to film traditionally, and we just made it in 30 seconds. Now you understand the tools. Let's talk about the 5 niches that are going to absolutely dominate 2026. The first niche that's absolutely dominating right now is liminal space. Horror, those weird, empty places that feel familiar but deeply wrong, like an empty shopping mall at 3 a.m., or your office building after everyone's gone home and the lights start flickering for no reason. But with Sora 2, we can take it to a level of realism that feels genuinely unsettling. Here's why this works psychologically. People in the US and Europe are obsessed with this uncanny valley aesthetic because it mirrors the emptiness of modern life. The fluorescent lights, the endless corridors, the feeling that you're supposed to be somewhere but you can't remember where. Watch my screen. I'm generating an idea. Infinite empty office 9 to 5 horror. Virality score 99%. The algorithm is literally screaming for this content. Now, here's the Claude magic. I ask it for a script about a man who gets stuck in his office after hours, only to find the elevators lead to a forest made of cubicles. The carpet is damped, the walls are flickering, everything feels wrong, but you can't explain why. In Higgsfield, I'm prompting hyper-realistic fluorescent lit office hallway that stretches for miles, damp carpet, flickering walls, shaky bodycam footage, found footage aesthetic. The result looks like something that got leaked from a government server. People can't tell if it's real or AI. And that uncertainty, that's engagement gold. Pro tip, add analog grain and a timestamp in the corner. It makes it look like classified footage that was never supposed to see the light of day. This niche alone can potentially earn up to $500 per day if you're consistent. But if you think horror is the only way to win, wait until you see niche number 2. Niche number 2 is what I call hyperhistory, taking real historical events and adding an impossible twist. What if the Roman Empire had steam power? What if the Victorian era had robots? What if Napoleon had a mechanical army? This is a high CPM niche because history buffs have disposable income and they stay for long-form content. They're not kids watching on their parents' tablets, they're adults with credit cards who actually buy things from ads. Look at channels like History Hit. They're massive, but they're limited by reality. You are not. With Sora 2, you can show a Roman legionnaire with a mechanical arm, and it would look like a leaked photograph from a museum that doesn't exist yet. I'm opening VIROSCOPE again, ancient Rome cyberpunk. Virality score 96%, trending particularly hard in Germany and the UK right now. Apparently, Europeans can't get enough of reimagined history. Claude prompt, write a documentary script about the Great Steam War of 44 BC. Use a serious, academic tone, but describe impossible technology. This makes the audience pause and think, wait, is this real? Even if they know it's AI, they can't stop watching. Here's the advanced move. Age your Sora 2 footage so it looks like it was filmed on a 1920s hand-cranked camera. Scratches, film grain, slight color bleeding. It transforms AI video into recently discovered archival footage. Historians in the comments will argue about whether it's real, and controversy equals engagement. Engagement equals reach, and reach equals opportunity. If you want the highest CPMs on YouTube, we're talking $20 to $40 per thousand views. You go where the money is. Luxury channels. Look at alux.com or Luxury Pulse. These channels have built massive audiences. While some gaming channel is competing for attention from kids watching Minecraft, you're making billionaire aesthetic content for people who actually have money to spend. Advertisers for Rolex, high-end real estate, private jets, they're desperate for this quiet luxury space because the audience isn't just watching, they're buying. VIROSCOPE time. Inside the world's most expensive private jets of 2026. The virality score, 99%. Why does this work? Because everyone loves to look at things they can't afford while sitting on a bus that smells like wet dog and unfulfilled dreams. It's the ultimate escapism. Claude prompt. Write a sophisticated old money style script about the Gulfstream G800. Focus on sensory details, the smell of hand-stitched Italian leather, the absolute silence of the cabin at 45,000 feet, the feeling of having made it. This targets the lizard brain, the part of us that craves status and comfort. Higgsfield prompt. Interior of a luxury private jet. Golden hour sunlight through oval windows. Vintage champagne on a mahogany table. Slow cinematic pan. Hyper-realistic 8K textures. You don't need an invitation to a private jet. You just need a prompt in 30 seconds. This niche can potentially earn up to $500 per day, sometimes more, because the advertisers are paying premium rates to reach this audience. But we've still got 2 more niches, and niche number 4 is so lazy, it almost feels like cheating. Okay, this one is going to blow your mind. If you've spent more than 5 seconds on TikTok, Reels, or YouTube Shorts lately, you've seen them. Those shaky, low-res police bodycam videos, crazy traffic stops, Karen meltdowns, absurd situations. Here's the 2026 secret that nobody is talking about. At least half of the ones going viral right now are scripted or AI generated. Let that sink in. Channels like Bodycam Files are reportedly doing extremely well. Some estimates suggest top channels in this space can earn up to $20,000 or even $30,000 a month just by curating this content. But we're not going to curate. We're going to create original, absurd bodycam comedy that nobody has ever seen before. VIROSCOPE, bodycam absurdity. The top idea: a cop pulls over a guy driving a motorized lawnmower on the highway while eating a bowl of cereal. The virality score, 98%. The tool is telling me that shaky cam and deadpan dialogue are the highest retention formats in the US right now. The Claude prompt: write a 60-second script for a police bodycam video. An officer remains 100% professional while a man insists he has a valid permit for living room transit. Include realistic police radio chatter and codes. Claude spits out a script that's bone dry, procedurally accurate, and absolutely hilarious. Higgsfield, realistic police bodycam footage, nighttime, shaky cam, flashlight beam hitting a motorized sofa on a dark road, realistic lens distortion, date timestamp in the corner. Look at that lighting, the flashlight flare, the grain. It looks like it was pulled straight from a police server. The best part? People argue in the comments about whether it's real. This is obviously fake. No way my cousin is a cop, and he said this actually happened in Florida. The controversy drives engagement through the roof. This niche can potentially earn up to $500 a day, and you can literally create these videos while still in your bathrobe. One more niche to go, and this one is for the truly lazy creators who want to upload once and get paid forever. This is the ultimate side hustle for people who want to create once and potentially keep earning while they're out actually living their lives. Stock footage sites like Adobe Stock and Pond 5 are starving for high-quality, impossible shots, the kind of footage that's too expensive or literally impossible to film in real life. Drone shots through active volcanoes, macro shots of cybernetic insects, mechanical butterflies landing on neon flowers. According to these platforms, a single 10-second 4K clip can sell from anywhere from $60 to $200 per download, depending on quality and demand. If you build a library of 100 clips, you've potentially created a digital asset library that can keep generating sales. VIROSCOPE, high demand stock footage 2026. Virality score, 94% for cybernetic nature. Here is why this is genius. Marketing agencies are desperately looking for footage of animals with robotic parts for tech commercials. This is a niche so specific that almost nobody is filling it. Low competition, high demand. Claude prompt, generate 10 descriptions for stock footage clips involving high-tech robotics in a jungle setting. Focus on the contrast between green leaves and chrome metal. Higgsfield, ultra-high definition macro shot of a mechanical butterfly with clockwork wings sitting on a neon glowing tropical flower. 8K resolution, cinematic bokeh. You try filming that with a real camera and a trained butterfly. Good luck explaining to the butterfly that he needs to hit his mark on take 3. With Sora 2, 30 seconds. Done. You upload these clips, set your price, and every time some marketing agency in London needs a cool tech transition, you could get a notification of a sale while you were eating breakfast. Do this consistently, and you've potentially built a library of digital assets that can keep working for you.
Retention is architecture. Build tension, release late, loop the end.
Alright, before I go, here's the bonus that I promised. The resolution secret that separates channels getting traction from channels getting ignored. Most people export their videos at good enough quality, but the YouTube algorithm in 2026 actually favors the premium look. It's one of the ranking signals nobody talks about. Always export from Higgsfield at the highest possible bitrate, then use CapCut to upscale the final render. If it doesn't look like it belongs on an IMAX screen, you're leaving potential on the table. For the stock footage hustle specifically, always tag your videos with Sora 2 and generative AI in the metadata. Buyers are specifically searching for that AI clean aesthetic right now. It's a whole market segment that barely existed a year ago. Look, I've shown you the exact system, the 5 niches, the tools, the scripts, the visual generation techniques. This isn't theory. This is what I actually do. And here's the uncomfortable truth. None of this works if you're guessing which ideas will go viral. You see, you can have the best editing skills in the world, the most expensive microphone, the perfect lighting setup, but if your idea scores a 40% on the algorithm's radar, you're just creating expensive content that nobody watches. Ideas are the foundation. Mr. Beast figured this out years ago. The most successful Faceless channels have figured it out. And now you know it too. That's exactly why I built VIROSCOPE AI. I wanted a tool that would tell me, before I spent hours creating a video, whether the idea even had a chance. Here's how it works. You pick your niche from the menu, or type it into custom niche if yours isn't listed. Hit generate. You get back viral ideas with a virality score. Anything 95% and above, those are your winners. The ideas with the highest potential to actually break through. It's stupid simple. No complicated setup, no learning curve. Just type, click, and let the data tell you what to make. This exact tool helped me get over 100,000 views on my ThinkVerse AI channel with just 9,000 subscribers. It wasn't luck. It wasn't the algorithm randomly blessing me. It was starting with ideas that were already validated before I hit record. Right now, VIROSCOPE is free, but it's not going to stay that way. I'm manually setting up every account because I refuse to let the servers catch fire. Once I've hit capacity or decided to flip the switch to paid, that free access window closes permanently. If you want in, just check the first link in the description and the pinned comment. Enter your name and email, and I'll send you free access straight to your inbox. It takes 30 seconds. Stop guessing, start knowing. I'll see you in your inbox, and then I'll see you at the top of YouTube's algorithm. Let's get it.